welcome. Welcome back to Learn a Language, Basics of Malay, courtesy of Seva International Singapore. We have been going through like 4 lessons now. I hope you have been able to follow the lessons. I will continue the lessons as short conversations using mainly the words we've learned so far. But today, you will notice that I will introduce some interesting words to add some flavor to the language. Malay is not as simple or as plain as we have learned so far. And I hope today's lesson will add some interest to the language. To speak better, of course, we also need some simple joining words or prepositions and conjunctions like in English. These are words that join phrases together to make them more interesting or longer or explain them better. And I will introduce some of them today. So, selamat datang. Saya ialah cikgu anda. Nama saya Siva. Please translate.
Welcome. I am your teacher. My name is Siva.
Yes, thank you. Next slide, please. Now, I said I would introduce prepositions. In Malay, it is kata depan. Kata is word or speak or word, more correctly here. And depan is in front. So Malay, you have atas, on or over, bagi, for, bawah or di bawah, under or below, dalam or di dalam, in or inside. Di, now di, we will learn later, is a very important word. It has many uses in the language. But here as a preposition, it is at. Next slide, please. Other common prepositions are ke, which we use to show direction, to or for. Dari is from. Daripada is from or than when you're comparing. All right. Kepada you use as to, like ke, but you use this when you're referring to a person. For instance, you give this to a person, then you use kepada. Tepi or sebelah would be by, next to, or beside. Now, all these words tell you the position of things or where you are, what you are doing with something. So we will use them in sentences as we go along. Next slide. All right, let's see this first one. Esok saya mau pergi ke pasar baru. Please read that.
Esok saya mau pergi ke pasar basah.
Which means tomorrow. We learned that word. I want to go to the wet market. We learned that too. Pasar basah. Next, please read.
Saya baru pergi ke pasar malam itu.
All right. Now this word baru is new, but in this sentence, it means just, as in time, I just went. So you can use baru for just went, right? So I just went to that night market. Pasar malam is night market. Next.
Gerai-gerai di sana jual barang-barang yang berbisa.
Okay, now I told you about plural. So when you put the same word, the same noun twice, it means plural. So here the green word, green colored barang-barang is things, right? Which means you are looking at things, many things. And jual is sell, it's a new word. Different is beza. Now berbeza, this is where the language becomes a little bit more different, or actually more flavorful. Ber is a prefix to beza, which is different. Berbeza means makes this because it's young berbeza, it defines that the things are different. So you will see how the word changes by the use of prefixes as we go along. Next, please.
Ya, tetapi ada barang yang tidak baik atau lama.
Okay. Now, tidak baik. Now, tidak we know is no. Baik is good. So, tidak baik is bad or not good, right? And lama is old, as not age old, but old in terms of not fresh, not good. All right. Next.
Lebih baik jalan-jalan sana, tengok tetapi jangan beli apa-apa.
Okay. Now, better, lebih baik. Lebih is more, baik is good. So, lebih baik is better. Jalan-jalan is just walk around, right? We have come across that before. Sana is there, right? And look is tengok. It's a new word, tengok. Tetapi, but. Now, this is a conjunction which we will learn later. Jangan beli, do not buy. Beli is buy. Jangan is don't. Apa is anything, right? Apa. So you can use apa. Jangan buat apa means don't do anything, right? Dia buat, suppose you want to say, what are you doing? And you say, I'm not doing anything. You can say, saya tidak buat apa-apa. All right. Okay, next one. Now here, I'm going to confuse you a little with a lot of new words, but this is just to give you a feeling of how the language becomes more interesting, more flavorful, okay? Kami selalu pergi ke Pulau Pinang pada masa cuti. Please read that.
Kami selalu pergi ke Pulau Pinang pada masa cuti.
All right. Now here we have always for selalu. Holidays is masa cuti. Masa is time. Cuti is holidays, all right, or a break or a holiday. So masa cuti gives you the period of the holidays. Now I used ke here, which is a preposition. We are going to Pulau Pinang. So ke comes here as to, as the preposition learned today. Next.
Saya suka pergi melawat juga.
I like to go on tour to melawat. Now, lawat is the word for tour, but me is a prefix which will change the meaning in the context, right? We will learn prefix, suffix, and context later. But here you notice how the vocabulary increases with the use of prefixes. Okay, next.
Di sana saya berehat di tepi laut.
Laut. Okay, there, di sana is there. So di came here to show place, right? At. So at tells you where you are. So berehat. Now rehat alone, the word means relax. Now ber is a prefix. Tepi is by, as we learned today, and laut is the sea actually. So by the beach, sorry, it should be by the sea, right? Relax by the sea. So laut is sea. Next.
Anak-anak saya perenang yang baik.
Okay, perenang. So perenang, the root word is renang, which is swim. You'll see it in the next sentence. Perenang makes it a swimmer. All right, the person who swims is a perenang. So my children are good swimmers. So perenang. Next.
Suami dan saya boleh berenang sedikit saja.
Yeah, here I put it berenang because it's a verb and it's swim. All right, so renang is the root word. Berenang is swim. So my husband and I can only swim a little. Sedikit sahaja. Now this is something you'll be using often. So sedikit is little bit or a little, and sahaja is only. So you will say, use this in conversation quite a bit. So like you say, saya tahu sedikit sahaja means I only know something a little bit, right? Okay, next line, please. Next slide, please. Now here again, we go to learn our many new words. Again, these are nouns. These are very common nouns that we use every day. So I will not have to read all of them. But for Malay practice, can you read the Malay words only, please?
Ketua, pasukan, kawan, rakan sekerja, sayur-sayuran, buah-buahan, kopi, teh, susu, gula, manis, sangat.
Okay, now all the words English meanings are very simple. I will only explain sayur and sayur-sayuran. Sayur is a vegetable. Sayur-sayuran would be a range of vegetables that you might see in the market or in a stall. Similarly, buah is one fruit. Buah-buahan would be many fruits, right? Okay, next let's go to see the answers to last week's quiz. Now, last week, we gave you a quiz to translate. Again, for practice sake, my student will read the Malay. Please read.
Cik Lim, mana pasar raya NTUC?
So, Miss Lim, where is the NTUC supermarket? Remember, Pasar Raya is supermarket. Next.
Apa koil itu, Encik Selvan?
Okay, now Koil is temple and Itu is that. So that was the main point of this sentence. And of course, Encik meaning Mr. Next.
Dia adik saya, Puan.
Right? Now here she's saying it's my sister. But in the same sentence, you can say he is my brother as well, because adik and dia have no gender. So if you are talking about a boy, you can say dia adik saya Puan, and it means he is my brother. Same sentence, yeah. Next.
Sila tolong saya, Cik Siti.
Okay, tolong we know, sila we know. Here the only idea was Chick, which is Miss, right? So she's an unmarried lady, so we say Chick. Right, last one.
Selamat petang, Puan. Mana kedai runcit bangsa India?
All right, so here is Kedai Runcit, which is the grocery store. Bangsa is a word we learned as a race. So Bangsa India would be Indian. So this is be an Indian grocery store. All right, Kedai Runcit, Bangsa India. Thank you. So what are we having for you for the next lesson? Now this is simple sentences. All the words, most of them taught in this lesson and in previous lessons. So try to use the nouns as you see. If there is any one verb that I may have missed out, just use a dictionary, okay? Have fun. Hope you're enjoying the lessons so far. Thank you. Last slide. Okay, thank you very much. And selamat belajar, which means happy learning. See you again.
Terima kasih, Cikgu.
See you.